morning, everybody. Welcome to Freedom Fire. My name is Kendall Bowman. I wanted to start off this video with a quick question, and I really want to get your feedback down in the comment section. Do you believe that Jenna Ellis, the former representation for campaign legal advisor for Donald Trump, do you believe that she is a coward, along with the other two defendants and probably many more defendants that are going to take the easy road out rather than actually fighting the charges that have come against them? I really want to know, do you really think that they're a coward? Personally, I really do. But I want to get your feedback down in the comment section. And if you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about, well, it's right here from Timcast. Former Trump campaign legal advisor Jenna Ellis pleads guilty in Georgia. Quote, "If I knew then what I know now, I would have declined to represent Donald Trump in these post-election challenges." And that's it right there. They want you to fear challenging them. They want you to think that if you challenge them, they will come for you and they will destroy your life. And they want to make you feel that taking the easy road out, just tell us that it was all Donald Trump's fault. Just tell us that Donald Trump said he was going to steal the election. Just tell us that it was all Donald Trump and we can make this all go away. I think they're going to come to realize that Democrats rarely keep their promises. But I digress. Let's get into the story. Jenna Ellis is the third co-defendant in the case to enter a guilty plea. Atlanta District Attorney Fani Willis brought charges against Trump and a total of 18 co-defendants for allegedly conspiring to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election in Georgia. The 38-year-old appeared in Fulton County Superior Court and pleaded guilty to one count of aiding and abetting false statements and writings for allegedly making false claims about voter fraud while testifying before the Georgia Senate in December of 2020. She was originally charged with 2 felonies, including violating Georgia's Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act and soliciting the violation of oath by a public officer. While appearing in Fulton County Superior Court before Judge Scott McAfee, Ellis read a prepared statement expressing regret for her actions. And I want to show you this video. And I want you to tell me, does this person sound genuine, or does this sound like this is forced? Let's listen.
As an attorney who is also a Christian, I take my responsibilities as a lawyer very seriously, and I endeavor to be a person of sound moral and ethical character in all of my dealings. In the wake of the 2020 presidential election, I believed that challenging the results on behalf of President Trump should be pursued in a just and legal way. I endeavored to represent my client to the best of my ability. I relied on others, including lawyers with many more years of experience than I, to provide me with true and reliable information, especially since my role involved speaking to the media and to legislators in various states. What I did not do, but should have done, Your Honor, was to make sure that the facts the other lawyers alleged to be true were in fact true. In the frenetic pace of attempting to raise challenges to the election in several states, including Georgia, I failed to do my due diligence. I believe in and I value election integrity. If I knew then what I know now, I would have declined to represent Donald Trump in these post-election challenges. I look back on this whole experience with deep remorse. For those failures of mine, Your Honor, I have taken responsibility already before the Colorado bar who censured me, and I now take responsibility before this court and apologize to the people of Georgia. Thank you.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm going to read the rest of this story, and then I'm going to get into what I really think the ramifications of this will be. As part of her plea agreement, Ellis will serve 5 years of probation and pay $5,000 in restitution. She will also need to write a letter of apology to the people of Georgia and serve 100 hours of community service. She will also be required to testify if called at all hearings or trials relating to Willis's case against the remaining co-defendants. And there you go. There you have it. All they're trying to do is get the other people to turn against Donald Trump. That's the reality. Two other attorneys who worked on Trump's 2020 election campaign, Sidney Powell and Kenneth Chesebro, have also pleaded guilty in the last week. The early pleas and the favorable punishment, probation rather than jail, could foreshadow similar outcomes for additional defendants who may see an admission of guilt and cooperation as their best hope for leniency, reports the AP News. Even so, their value as witnesses against Trump is unclear, given that their direct participation in unfounded schemes will no doubt expose them to attacks on their credibility and bruising. Following news of her plea, Ellis was criticized for using her determination to fight the charges against her to raise more than $200,000. A Give Send Go set up in support of Trump's former senior legal advisor said Ellis was being targeted and that the government is trying to criminalize the practice of law. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to remind you, this is one of Donald Trump's lawyers who provided Donald Trump with legal counsel after the 2020 election and presented challenges to that election, which, by the way, is allowed. You are allowed to do that. And by the way, Democrats have challenged every single election that they have ever lost, or at least when it comes to federal elections. They've challenged every single one. Every single one. Every single one they have challenged, and they have said that it is rigged or that somehow the Republicans cheated because, a Democrat could never lose at anything, ever, They just, they're just the most winningest people, But you have to understand the other thing is that legal counsel is protected by the Constitution. This woman provided constitutionally protected legal counsel to one of her clients, who is Donald Trump. And they are attempting to throw this woman in prison for it, or they were, until she decided to be a coward and take the easy road out. She more than likely would have won because, like I said, legal counsel is legally protected. But that begs the question, can you trust a jury that was put together by this state, by this corrupt Georgia government? Can you trust a jury that was put together by that government? I don't know. Tell me down in the comments. Would you trust that jury? I don't know if I would. But then again, I don't know if I would care. I don't know. It begs the question, is this woman a coward? Because she's in a system where she thinks that she has no ability to win, even if her case is one of the, in my opinion, one of the easier cases to win. Because, like I said, her representation of Donald Trump legally is protected under the Constitution. But, of course, we know that leftists have rarely cared about what the Constitution has to say about anything. So, I don't know, man. I don't really know. But what are the ramifications of this? What are the true ramifications countrywide? Ultimately, I think that this is going to be used by, I don't know. I don't think that you really have to have Donald Trump proven guilty in a court of law. And here's what I mean. I believe that there will be lawsuits starting very soon all over the country, citing this as evidence, these three defendants so far that have said, okay, we're guilty. I believe that that will be used as evidence to say, okay, they admitted they were guilty. Donald Trump tried to overturn the election, and that right there will be what is used in many states all over the country to get him removed from the ballot. I truly believe that. Now, whether or not that will work, I have no idea. But if just one state is able to remove him from the ballot, well, now you've got precedent. Now you've got precedent in other states. Then you have to ask, what do the Republican states do? What do the Republican-controlled states do? You think they're just going to sit by? Now, I largely believe that the majority of the Republican Party is a bunch of cowards right along with this woman, but I don't know. Would they fight it? Would they try to get Biden removed from the office, or from the ballot, or whatever, Democrat is running against Donald Trump? I don't know, man. I think that largely the Republican Party is spineless and cowardly, and I think that they will just go along to get along because they don't want to rock the boat and miss out on donor money, because they're beholden to their donors and not to the American people. Ultimately, if this results in Donald Trump being removed from the ballot without actually being proven guilty in a court of law, I think you will see, I don't think you'll see chaos among politicians or among the elites. I do think that there will be chaos in this country, though. I truly believe that. Now, do I want that? Absolutely not. And ultimately, I think that any chaos that does result from this will just simply be used as leverage to say, well, we were right then, because look at what his followers are doing. I'm going to come out and I'm going to say it, guys. Do not give these people what they want. Do not give the Democrats a win by going out, being violent, being upset, rioting, things like that. Do not do that, because that will give them the leverage that they need against you to say, yeah, see, look at all these right-wing extremists. And I get it. Democrats do this all the time. They're rioting. You look at 2020, quote unquote, summer of love, burning entire city blocks to the ground. I get it. This is what they do. But you live in a two-tiered justice system. You no longer live in a free society. And if you go against the deep state, the elites, the politicians, this is what comes after you. This is what you'll get. Now, I don't want there to be any kind of violence. And guys, you can't give them what they want. You can't. Now, what would be the wider ramifications? Well, civil war. Ultimately, I think that civil war could come from this. I'm not saying that it would start immediately. All I'm saying, it would take one event, one major event. Okay, some guy who's angry about Donald Trump being removed from the ballot says, you know what, I'm sick of this. I'm going to go out and I'm going to do something stupid. And then you get Democrats who respond to whatever this person did, saying, okay, Republicans are officially extremists and we're going to start going after them. And then you get the pushback on both sides. The Democrats using the power of the system to bury Republicans. And I'm not just talking about Republican politicians. I'm talking about you and me and your average everyday voter. They will, if there is any kind of violence after Donald Trump is removed from the ballot, it will be used to bury you. Because ultimately that's what Democrats want. They want the Republican voter. Everybody in the Republican Party, all the way down to the Republican voter, they want you gone. They don't want to have to deal with you anymore. That's the reality. They don't want you getting in their way of power. Now, I think that ultimately there will still be a Republican Party. It will just be what we have had recently. The neocons, the people who are basically just Democrats that are going the speed limit. They're speed bumps, basically, for the Democrats. That's all they are. I don't know, man. I don't know. I really hope that it does not come to this. I really hope that everything just works out. But I think we can all tell that it's just not working out that way. It's really not. As Phil Labonte likes to say, we're not seeing an off-ramp here. We're not. If you see an off-ramp, tell me where it's at, because I'm not seeing it. I'm really not. I don't truly see how the Democrats are going to just allow us to get to Election Day and even give Donald Trump a chance to beat them. I don't see how they're going to let him do that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments. I'm going to leave it there. I'll have another video coming for you guys possibly later today. If not, it'll be on Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment down in the comment section, and share the show with your friends. Follow me on all the socials down in the description, and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we put out new videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.